Hi, my name is Michael J. Tinker, and I'm going to read to you from my book, Inspector Smart and the Case of the Empty Tomb, with illustrations by Isaac Stovell. Inspector Smart sat at his desk looking over a very interesting case that he had just been handed. It said, The Case of the Empty Tomb. Something sad happened. Jesus was treated like a criminal, sent to a court, and killed. Jesus had said he was the king, but the people didn't want him to be king. Jesus had been put in a cave, the place where they put people who had died. A huge stone had been rolled across the door of the cave, and armed men stood guard to make sure no one stole Jesus' body. But when some women got to the tomb on Sunday, the guards were gone, the stone had been rolled away, and the tomb was empty. Very interesting, thought Inspector Smart. It was time to do some investigating. Inspector Smart got into his super-duper police chariot pulled by his trusty horse, Bob, and rode off into Jerusalem. Inspector Smart came to a huge house. In fact, it was more like a castle than a house. Within moments, Smart had been marched into the house and was sitting down having a cup of tea with the General. Smart spoke first. General, I wonder if you could tell me about the day Jesus died. Some people are saying that he's alive again, and we all know that dead people don't come alive again. I was thinking, perhaps Jesus didn't really die.
Inspector Smart, it's not very smart of you, said the General. We Romans are excellent at killing people. I know it doesn't sound very nice, but that's what we do. I'm sad to say that Jesus was definitely dead.
Inspector Smart finished his cup of tea and, after being shown the General's rather large collection of medals, he said goodbye and left. This case wasn't over yet. Next, Inspector Smart decided he needed to chat to one of the women who went to the tomb. Mary Magdalene lived in the centre of town. Although Smart's super-duper police chariot was super-duper fast, even Bob couldn't whiz past all the traffic clogging Jerusalem's streets. Finally, Smart arrived at Mary's house. Mary began. It was early on the Sunday morning. My friends and I went to the tomb of Jesus to put special perfume on the body to stop it smelling bad. It's what you have to do in our country. We edged closer to the tomb to find out what was going on, and to our horror, we found that the tomb was empty. Jesus' body had gone. I went off to one part of the garden and I was in tears. Why would anyone take Jesus' body away? It were cruel. Then a man came up to me and said, "Why are you crying?" I thought it was the gardener. If anyone knew where Jesus was, it would be him. So I said, "If you know where they've taken Jesus, please tell me." Then he said, "Mary." And then I knew it was Jesus. It really was. Jesus was standing right in front of me. I wanted to hug him and never let him go. But he said I had to go and tell everyone else that he's alive. So that's what I did. "Thank you for the tea, Mary. I've got to go and see one more person," said Inspector Smart. "Who's that?" asked Mary. "Your friend Thomas, the one who won't believe anything unless he sees it for himself." Thomas was a small man, but with a stern look in his eyes. This was not a man who would be easily fooled. Slurping down a rather strong cup of Yorkshire tea, Thomas began his story. "One day I was with the others. They had been going on about Jesus being alive, but I'm not going to believe that kind of thing unless I see it with my own eyes. Dead people don't come alive again, right? Well, that particular day I was proved wrong. As we were talking, Jesus suddenly appeared in the room right in front of me. He said, 'Touch me hands. See, they're the same ones that had nails put through them. Stop doubting and believe.'
I didn't need any more proof. I said to Jesus, my Lord and my God. What else could I say?
This is beyond interesting, thought Inspector Smart. This is life-changing. Inspector Smart realised that this wasn't just an interesting story. He couldn't write, Jesus is alive, and then close the case. Jesus had died for us. He had made it possible for us to be friends with God. And he had come alive again, and is the King. This case now involved Inspector Smart himself. Because when you find out that Jesus is alive, you have to decide. Will you say, my Lord and my God, like Thomas did? There was only one conclusion Inspector Smart could make. He had some praying to do. The end. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again sometime. Bye!
For this